And now, back to PTR Radio.
I made a little list of some of the things that you discussed. Bestiality, abortion, AIDS, Irishmen who drink, nuns, premature ejaculation, breastfeeding, and farts.
This is PTR Radio.
And welcome, everybody. PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. I almost forgot the intro for the first time in 15 years. That's what a weird couple weeks it's been. So we're not going to go into fully here, but we had to. I just had to punch the show because Mike started bringing it up, and I'm like, no, wait, hold on. I don't think we've ever used this title for the show, but we got to discuss some Mike browsing that was happening just before the show.
This ain't even browsing. This is them emailing me.
Oh, that means you've been too close to your Echo or your Google Dot, talking about light bulbs, Mike, or that you're in I got to turn on the flashlight on my phone, or, hey, these damn LED bulbs are too small, or I wish I had a few more lumens. and it sent that up to the big server in the sky, and Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates got together, and they said, hey, let's get that Chinese ripoff company to submit to him some flashlights of ridiculous luminosity. and what did they tell you, Mike?
Well, so apparently, for $7, I can get a small handheld flashlight that is 56 million lumen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the one below it, since there's no commas, am I reading that correct? That's 100 million?
That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is 100 million lumen. Yes.
12,000 lumen headlight, I can almost understand. I'm not. Right? That's about as bright as an LED car headlight.
Cars are 100 million lumens?
No, the 12,000. The 12,000 lumen.
Yeah, that maybe.
Yeah,
I see that in the realm of possibilities.
Right, the sun I've seen different numbers for, but I think a good number is like 167,000. Okay,
so we're talking about supernova level LEDs.
Well, so here's the problem. And I didn't know this until like a couple seconds ago.
Okay.
Lumens is based off of area.
I thought that it was the brightness it takes to light up a 1 square foot area candle power by X% or something. I thought it was a clearly defined scientific measurement that even the Chinese could get right. I mean, they can't get antibacterial hand wash right, and they can't get, masks right, but they could get lumens right.
No.
It's science. They do science.
Just a second. Let me look up the official definition. We hope.
The official definition of a lumen is the amount of light emitted from one candle.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just remember how much my mother-in-law, who she's passed, God bless her, when she was, I think, 85, we put 85 candles on the cake. All right. Now, the house, it lit up the dining room. All right. That's how much candle power that thing had. And you could feel the heat coming off of it. It was ridiculous. There wasn't much icing left by the time it was done. It was just a ball of fire. All right.
And even this is not scientific because the amount of light, like a birthday candle versus a candle you put on the table, that's two different amounts of light. So
or the candles at Christian, at Catholic churches,
So to answer what you were thinking it was, you're thinking of lux.
Okay.
So if a flashlight tells you it's lux, it's telling you a number that actually means something.
Okay.
So like the lumens of the sun is actually the total amount of light being given out by the sun, 360 cubic. By the way, so I mean that's like in the super, super, super high numbers. So when someone says like it's about 167,000, they mean like 160,000 in like a square meter is how much light is hitting that. But lux is the actual number that means anything.
Okay.
So we come back to these flashlights that Mike's looking at.
So what's watt? Because light bulbs, they tell you how many watts are in them.
Yes, a watt is how much energy the
It takes
watt
in,
is
right?
power.
Right.
So that, but it's talking about how much power the bulb actually uses.
Right, but we all know
But that doesn't tell you how much light it gives off.
Well, but we all know there's a difference between a 100-watt bulb and a 20-watt bulb.
One
right?
uses more power than the other.
Right, but therefore it gets brighter.
But like an LED could be brighter than that one. It uses like 7 watts.
Because there are efficiencies of the current of
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I can tell you this. I know right now that 100 million lumen, or not that one. I'm sorry.
Yes.
The 56 million lumen flashlight. That one right there. I took it upstairs. I have one just like that. All right. I don't know if it's the XML2, but that one is powered by either an 18650 rechargeable battery or 3 AAAs.
Right.
Now, I don't know about your AAAs, but I do not have nuclear, plutonium or uranium enriched AAA batteries. Energizer has not found that bunny yet. So
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
Okay. I mean, I remember that one year ThinkGeek was selling the home nuclear reactor, but I don't have it.
Micro Mr. Fusion.
Yeah, I don't have that here. And I've never had. And the first thing I do with that particular package, because I think I bought that one, I threw the charger for their battery away because it just looked like a fire hazard with the exposed prongs and everything. But I had another one, luckily. I will say, the batteries that they ship aren't terrible. It's almost worth the $7 just to get the generic 18650 battery that they ship with it.
Mm-mm.
No?
I go off of eBay.
Okay.
The last time, the reason I know this is because 18650 is a common size battery used in vaping equipment.
Oh, okay.
And if you give me a second, I think I got, last time I ordered them off of eBay, no, I don't need 2% back right now, but that's okay.
It's always nice to get 2%. But yeah, I'm kind of constantly on the lookout because I have, like Mike, I have dogs. Like Colin, I have pets, and we have a fairly significant backyard, and I have a particularly obstinate beagle who doesn't want to come in and decides that she would rather walk around the back 40 at midnight than come in and go to the nice warm bed.
Mm-hmm.
So a bright flashlight is needed to avoid the landmines in the backyard.
I got 4 3,000 milliamp 18650s for $16 shipped.
Okay, that's a good price.
Off of eBay, and their name brand from a USA seller.
Oh, that is a good price. Anytime you can do name brand. But as Mike was saying, these come from Wish, and Wish is your favorite, like we said, Japanese knockoff seller. In fact, I have to go to Wish. I have to go to the local Wish distributor here, one of the game and comic stores, because Colin's desk hinge is in. Now, the desk hinge that I ordered 4 days after a bunch of posters is in. The posters say they will be delivered on January 18th, but still have not told me that they have arrived. Or that the shipping has been further delayed. They were supposed to be in on the 10th, 17 days ago. So we will see how that works out. But I have to get that. The studio is an item on the list I was telling you guys about before the show. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. More Wish stuff.
Yeah,
and I don't know, Mike. There's been some updates, I think, to our death pool, hasn't there already? We're short into the year. I know we've had some celebrity death. I don't know if because I've been delayed with other stuff going on. I have not put the death pool up yet for folks to look at. My apologies on that, but it will happen. And
so we did.
Yeah,
we had our first strike already.
All right. Well, I mean,
And
who?
Christopher Tolkien.
Oh.
Who passed away on the 15th.
Okay.
Was only picked by one person.
Oh.
And as a result, next year we are going to call this the Can You Beat Red Rhino Celebrity Death Pool.
Yeah, so update from last time, because last time we had an episode, we weren't sure if Red Rhino had even entered. But it turned out that Shaggy had not transferred all of his information over to Mike yet.
Yeah.
And Red Rhino I'm assuming, was in that information.
Correct.
Yeah.
And, of course, has all of these names. Tolkien, I recognized the last name.
Yeah.
Didn't know who Christopher was.
From some books, I believe.
Oh, Christopher Tolkien is was the person who actually put together some of the later Tolkien books, and was also the curmudgeon in chief about the movies. As in, he did not like them. He didn't want them to be made in the first place.
So he's related.
Yes, he's Tolkien's he's Tolkien's son.
Oh, okay. Okay.
To add to this, I don't recognize any of the other four that Red Rhino picked. So once again,
we should just call this the obscure celebrity death pool. Really.
Now, here's the thing. So many people have died.
Yes.
And if someone had like Kobe on their list, they would be far in the lead.
Yeah.
correct.
Christopher Tolkien was not a spring chicken.
No.
But I was slightly annoyed that Terry Jones of Monty Python, not only did no one pick him, someone who is known to have dementia, and so obviously should have been on a list, according to Mike's stats,
has never been picked.
Never been picked.
Yeah.
So I'm disappointed.
Well, a British contingency not as large. Granted, Monty Python and the Holy Grail and Life of Brian and that kind of stuff is cult classics here, but not as huge as overseas, I think.
Yeah.
I think if we had more bangers and mash eaters, if we had more fish and chips fryers, if we had more, warm beer drinkers, then we would probably have had that hit. But unfortunately, so far the Norway contingency hasn't been able to get through to the Brexit crowd that they need to listen to the show. So, guys, get a hold of Boris and have him make that part of the deal that the whole country has to start listening. All right? Tell him that's a concession that you just won't be able to live without. And we'd appreciate that very much. Or we'd just love to have Boris Johnson on the air. Make that happen, too, and we'll be very happy. We'll take any member of Parliament, but Boris Johnson would be the greatest.
There was quite a few deaths, and Mama Blair has been doing her job, letting me know. And some of them I just have not posted up there, just because I know, nobody picked them, and it wasn't like Roy Olney.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't remember that name. Nobody picked him, so I did not. Terry Jones, nobody picked. And then there was, right after that, there was a very, very sad death. Possibly just as disappointing that no one ever picked this celebrity along with Terry Jones. Mr. Peanut.
Yes. Now, have you heard
passed
the
away
news?
at the age of 104.
Have you heard the latest news on that?
No.
That they're going to have a memorial or a funeral for him during the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but they're canceling everything else they were going to do. They had a bunch of social media things they were going to be doing around the death of Mr. Peanut. But because the death of Kobe, they've decided to put all that stuff. They've canceled it all.
Well, I understand.
Apparently, they're probably still going to do the Super Bowl thing, but the rest of it's gone.
Now, also in there, I don't know if you were going to mention this, Mike, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's father, Rocky Johnson, also passed away. I know my wife brought that to my attention, at least at the age of 75. We've also had. I was just looking. Boy, it's amazing that we have a list this long and we're only a month into it. So Kobe Bryant, which we said, Tyler Goads, the Bachelorette season 15 contestant. Terry Jones that we talked about.
And for the record, if you were a contestant on a reality TV show and that's your only claim to fame, you would have been disqualified as a celeb, unless you were the Bachelor.
Or you continued to make a name for yourself afterwards. Like
Flavor Flav.
Yeah, or the Situation, or
No, the Situation doesn't count because, well, first of all, Jersey Shore has been on multiple years.
Yeah.
And multiple incarnations. So he's got that going for him. The fact that he went to jail would not have counted for him.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about him being on Dancing with the Stars, that don't count either. If that's the only other thing that you can say is supplementing your celebrity status, then your reality show, I would disqualify you. I will fight until I'm blue in the face to disqualify you as a pick.
Yeah. Now, if you're like, Richard, what's his name? The guy who won the first season of Survivor and then became hugely famous afterwards for his tax evasion. The
naked guy?
Yeah, the naked guy. I mean, that becomes almost famous enough. But if all you were was that guy on that one season of Survivor who didn't even win,
got disqualified on the second, elimination. Yeah, that doesn't make.
Yeah, that does not make you famous.
All right, Norma Michaels from King of Queens and Modern Family, Stan Kirsch, the Highlander, one of the Highlanders, Neil Peart, Rush drummer.
Yeah, that one I'm kind of surprised nobody picked. Mama Blair writing in. Yep. So they're kicking themselves that they didn't think of Terry Jones.
Harry Hines, an Australian actor, who appeared on one episode of American's Horror Story. That doesn't count for us. Ed Byers, the Grease star who played the guy who played the TV host in Grease.
He was Vince Fontaine.
Yeah, Vince Fontaine. That's it. Yeah. Alexis Eddy, the former RU1 star who appeared in the series on 2017, former MTV reality star. Okay, nope. Buck Henry, screenwriter known for The Graduate and co-creating this Get Smart series. Okay, he also did the Gary Moore Show. It's over your right shoulder if you're looking for it. And Catch 22.
Yeah. Definitely qualifies. It's Buck Henry.
So Silvino Horta, writer and producer, creating Ugly Betty and Jake 2.0. Okay, yeah. Lexi Aliha, a rapper, a 21-year-old rapper who the Hate You Again singer's family confirmed the news on Facebook. Okay. Everybody is calling themselves a rapper now, and that's a bit irritating. Not that I follow rap that closely, but no. I'm sorry.
Half the rappers that were on the quote-unquote Grammys last night, and I say quote-unquote Grammys because it's clear to me that show just don't mean jack about jack, but anybody who said they were a rapper, I'm just like, you do you, boo. Because I don't know.
Yeah, and then
if anybody follows my my Facebook or my Twitter, when Tyler, the Creator, who I believe, Shaggy, you may have picked.
Yeah, I think I did.
In the death pool. Now I understand why. His performance was what I imagine an acid trip would have been like.
I did an experiment today just to say, okay, I won lots of awards, so maybe I should try listening to see if it's any good.
Really?
And see how well Billie Eilish can sing. And I listened to an entire album.
I've heard of this
and
person.
I'm still not sure if she can sing or not because I never heard her sing.
Billie, if you look up her Grammy performance from last night, she actually surprised me because she got a voice. I would have agreed with you, but she actually sang. It was just her and her brother playing piano. So she actually sang, and it prompted me to say to Kim, I wonder if all of this freakishness is in the same vein as when Lady Gaga first came on the scene.
Well, see, I wouldn't say I disliked the album. The album was fine. A lot of the music on there, I was left going, I'm not sure if the correct name is on it. Because her brother is the one who's like writing the music as well, right? That I understand it's like a double act.
They write together.
Yeah,
he's got his own career actually. He's released his own music.
Yeah. So like I said, creatively, I thought it was very interesting. I was left kind of going, okay, how much of that is her? How much of it is him? But the real question is going to be, how good is the song that she sings before the new James Bond movie this year?
That'll be a good question. I have heard of this person.
And, I wonder if that's the song that she actually sang. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I like the Atlantic's headline, How Pop's Biggest Weirdo Swept the Grammys. Alicia Keys and Billie Eilish bring political blues to the Grammys. Before a big Grammy win, Billie Eilish opened up about experiencing suicidal thoughts. Well, that's such uplifting stuff.
Oh, her music is so uplifting.
Wow, it sounds like it. Billie Eilish pirate Bayard O'Connell.
Yes, she does have a great name.
Let's pick a name and go with it. Is an American singer and songwriter born and raised in Highland Park, Los Angeles. Eilish began singing at a young age. She gained media attention in 2016 when she uploaded the song Ocean Eyes on it's another SoundCloud person, really?
Yeah, so she basically swept the awards last night.
I mean, I understand the traditional music and the way it's discovered and everything is gone, but man, sometimes I kind of miss it. You know?
All right, so here's the interesting thing. She won the Big Four.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right? She's the youngest person. She's the first female to do it. The last person to do it, Christopher Cross.
Sailing takes me away to where I've never been.
So this is kind of like the Madden curse of music. Right?
Well, she's gonna do the soundtrack for the next iteration of Arthur. It's obvious. Because that's the only place I know Christopher Cross's music from is from the Dudley Moore versions of Arthur. And my dad went out and bought an album. My dad bought very few albums.
Okay, I guess not. The song that she performed was called When the Party's Over, and that sure as hell don't sound like a James Bond song.
Could be, actually.
Well, because this is the last one for him, so it could be.
Yeah.
Okay, it's possible. It was very slow.
And you know how those James Bond themes are. They're very wee-whiny, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't follow this person. I don't know. They went through them on a radio show, and I didn't know hardly anybody. Of course, I also actually had been listening to music in the car here recently, which I don't normally do. I don't normally listen to the radio, the actual radio. But I was listening to the radio and flipping through the channels, and I'm like, I do listen to quite a bit of country music. I cannot find a country station anymore. I know there's 4 in this town, but every time I go to one that says that they're country, all I hear is pop music or ballads. There's no... I don't hear Alan Jackson. I don't hear, Tim McGraw. I don't hear Faith Hill. I'd even take the Judds at some moments. It's that bad. I mean, I may have to actually subscribe to Sirius XM if I want to hear real country music and listen to Willie's Place, because it doesn't seem like it exists anymore. I don't know how they do the Country Music Awards since it doesn't seem to be a genre anymore. I mean, it really doesn't.
Maybe it's not a genre around here, but
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I listen to the song, and I'm like, this has an R&B beat to it, or this has a hip hop beat to it, or this has a rock beat to it. These are not country songs. Where's the banjo? Damn it! That's
a completely different thing. That's the kind of country. Yes, I would. Give me someone on the banjo playing some bluegrass and stuff, and okay, I'll be okay with that. But for the most part, it's just whiny pop. I don't care.
Blake, you should have never married that damn Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
You just ruined the industry.
There are some more current artists that I will dip into just to see, okay, what's going on, and then I'll be like, okay, I really like this. This is now on my list of things I listen to. Good example was
like
Halsey.
Okay.
I had to. It was this last week on TV. It was Grammy week on The Price is Right.
Mm-hmm.
I know that because I was home all week. And so they would bring out acts that were nominated for Grammys or that had been on the Grammys before. And I had to explain to my wife who Meghan Trainor was.
Yeah,
I like her. That's the
she's
last.
good.
I think that's the last new artist, on the radio artist that I actually liked.
Is that Halsey's slightly newer than her, and I like it, but that's very different than most.
Yeah, it's
pop.
Totally different than what's on the radio because it sounds old, which is why I liked it.
I will say that most of what I listen to is one act, and it's extremely obscure, and it's Wintergarten. I listen to Wintergarten a lot.
Welcome to old men going, music ain't the same as it used to be.
What?
Wintergarten.
God bless you.
I think that's the it's the stuff they put on hot dogs in Chicago, Mike.
Wintergarten.
It's spelled winter. Gatan.
Wintergarten marble machine. Do you just listen to marbles go clinking down? Wintergarten. Wintergarten is a Swedish folktronica?
Yes.
From Gutenberg. Okay, that is even...
You want to talk about genres.
That is... Boy.
And the Grammy for Best Swedish Folktronica Album goes to...
Wintergarten.
Do we really need this category on the air, people?
Well,
Couldn't we do this as a commercial break? Like, hey, earlier today we gave a Grammy to Wintergarten.
Nope, we got to be
and
inclusive.
Gefilte fish.
Oh, sorry, we had to give.
Speaking of gefilte fish,
okay,
fish.
Never used
the jam band.
Yes,
they're apparently going to be playing a concert in Wildwood, which is a Jersey Shore resort town this summer.
Really?
On the beach. And from what I'm gathering, it's immediately I can smell the flannel and patchouli oil already.
Oh, and weed. And weed.
Well, no, that's why they have the patchouli oil to try and cover the weed.
Yeah, so, where did you say it was going to be?
Wildwood.
So, Atlantic, yeah. So, I see it in Atlantic City Beach, Atlantic City.
Maybe it is Atlantic City.
The 14th, 15th, and 16th of August. 3 days!
And that's like the hottest time of the year. The hottest time of the year, too.
Yeah, get a good whiff, Mike.
Luckily, if it's Atlantic City...
Interesting. They are
okay,
coming
Atlantic
nowhere
City
near
is about
here.
as far... That's about as far from me as you can get. Atlantic City or Wildwood, that's about as far as you can get from me when it comes to the beach. So I ain't going to smell nothing.
Okay. Yeah, no, Atlantic
and a
City,
VW microbus can't travel that far back and forth, so I don't got to worry about them staying by me either.
Nope, I think you're safe.
Give me some Linda Ronstadt. Okay, Mama Blair, you got it.
She is going old school on the country.
I I know who Linda Ronstadt is. I can't think for the life of me of anything she sings, and I'm afraid to get it wrong. No. Morning Train, that was Sheena Easton.
Linda Ronstadt did Blue Bayou, Don't Know Much, Somewhere Out There.
That's right.
You're,
She did.
You're No Good. You're No Good, You're No Good.
You're no good. Okay.
Baby,
I got you. Yeah, Blue Bayou, that was a cover, though.
yeah.
Wasn't it?
Maybe.
Wasn't that Tanya Tucker?
I don't know. I mean, we're talking about, I couldn't even tell you. She's got a pretty big career, so.
Somewhere Out There. That's the one I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know much. That was with Aaron Nell. I don't know much. I know I love you. Yeah.
It's karaoke hour. Boy, the kids on Twitch are loving this.
I don't care.
They're just gaming to hell with this, right?
Kids on Twitch. Here. Kids on Twitch. Okay, you want it? This is Tyler the Creator video. Ready? That was Tyler the Creator at the Grammys last night.
Jesus.
Now my camera's all out of whack. Good enough.
The only time I look up Grammy performances is when I hear that Daft Punk did it, because they're always great when they do a Daft Punk thing at the Grammys.
Now, Usher paying tribute to Prince last night was good.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yes, they paid tribute to Prince. That one.
See, I missed it because I was watching the Adventurer, Curse of the Midas Box, which we will talk about towards the last half hour of the show.
God help us. The other thing that you guys, if you haven't seen it, you got to check out the train wreck that was Walk This Way by Aerosmith with Run DMC.
Oh, no, they went to recreate it? That would be
Well,
horrible.
Oh, there was some terrible sound issues going on.
Okay.
Like they completely were not in sync. Steven Tyler, there was a whole big controversy because their drummer, I guess, couldn't get medical clearance to play with them. So they had the drum tech and gig or rehearsal drummer playing for them. And the big joke was that, he was the lucky one because he didn't have to be part of that fiasco.
So, that's not good.
I gotta believe that they're going to do something for anything online that they release to clear it up. But if you look up Aerosmith Grammy performance, you're going to see all of the sites that are just like, it was terrible, man.
Yeah. I mean, they're no stranger to production sound issues. And, it's definitely happened before. But, I don't know.
Yeah.
You think
Sea Dog, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
There's something I was trying to see what something was listening to, but it was weird. Sorry about that. Sticking the phone
Suddenly
up.
Colin's got a new nickname.
His hippest nickname ever.
It does annoy me when music things on television have terrible sound mixing. It's like you have one job.
Yeah.
This wasn't even just terrible. This sounded like Run DMC had a different song playing in their monitor than Aerosmith did.
Yeah.
Never good.
That reminds me, a combination of the two things, Grammys and that. So, the Masked Singer, they have a version in the UK, and one of the judges made the mistake of thinking it was Natalie Cole would be the Masked Singer, one of the Masked Singers. And apparently repeated it multiple times. They even stuck a picture of her on screen. So then they had to apologize to everybody because, she's been dead since 2015.
Well, wait a second. Hold on. They stuck a picture. So the production room said...
This is a taped show.
Yeah, exactly.
It was taped like several months ago.
So nobody in post-edit said, we should fact-check this.
Yeah, and maybe, cut that part out and not show it.
Yeah, no intern, no producer, no director, no editor, no post editor, no censor, no reviewer, nobody along the line out of probably the 30 people that saw and touched the show before it went to air said, "Hey, she's dead."
No, instead they put a terrible picture of her, which could be a picture of a zombie Natalie Cole.
Ugh.
It was yeah.
Well, that'll bode well for the show. Always good.
Yeah.
To say, hey, we animated a corpse and put it in a costume.
I didn't even know what. Now, did the Masked Singer... Is Ken Jeong a judge in the UK?
Yes. He is the head judge in the UK.
Because I looked up Masked Singer UK and it says, why isn't Ken Jeong on Masked Singer tonight? And I'm like, it didn't come back yet.
No, he was
like this week, doesn't it?
He was busy for several weeks, and so this week he was replaced by, what's his name? Donnie, the one who was the peacock.
It was
Donnie Osmond.
Donnie Osmond.
Okay, two things. One, it was ITV.
Yes.
BBC would have never made this mistake. Two, it was Jonathan Ross.
Yes, I was going to get to that. Yes, it was Jonathan Ross who made that mistake.
Yeah.
Which, it is Jonathan Ross, but still, that should have been edited out.
Well, yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, and from once we, I guess maybe not for once, but, yet another show that we stole from South Korea.
No, we didn't steal it.
Well, The Masked Singer is a British reality singing competition based on the Masked Singer franchise, which originated from the South Korean version of the show called King of the Masked Singer.
Yes, but they're getting paid for it.
Well, right, I know. I'm just saying, usually, the Brits steal American shows.
Yes.
Or the Americans steal British shows.
Right.
All right? Not very often do we rip off the South Koreans.
Yeah, it went from South Korea to the U.S. and now to the UK.
Yeah. So at least it did follow the same thing. UK ripped off US, who ripped off South Korea.
Yeah. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I could be completely out. So there were Americans in the South Korean version.
Oh, I'm not surprised because there's Americans in the Britain's Got Talent. Oh, they just say, we're a tourist or we're a student or whatever. And that, and it's like we've looked at Australia's Got Talent before. And there's, British people there. I mean, you just ship these people all over the damn place and recycle the same content. Occasionally, you'll find the exact same actor in the different countries have talent.
Well,
now the exact same
now
performer.
They have Talent the Champions, where they just are actively bringing people from multiple places.
Well, right, but they didn't used to, and you actually saw somebody did it like an eagle eye view, like you do, like you watch the different countries, and they said, "Wait a second, this person was also over here." And
what's most hilarious is when I've already watched the UK version where that person was on, where Simon Cowell is a judge. And then they come to the U.S., and Simon Cowell is pretending he's never seen them before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the part that has to be a bit difficult. Now, it looks like maybe the costumes are a little bit different in the UK version.
Yeah, it's completely different costumes. Some are pretty good. That particular one was very bulgy.
I bet.
There was lots of comments about that.
Yeah.
The other judge, I can't remember her name. She's a female. She kept saying she wanted to date that one, and then it turned out because she thought it was like a sports player of some kind. It turned out to be a hairy rocker.
Yeah, Mike, check out he's doing well for himself. That chameleon.
That's my favorite costume.
The hedgehog.
The hedgehog. That's awesome.
I thought that was an old retired porn actor. And a unicorn.
Yes, that was good.
and a duck.
The duck is amazing because they put a different costume on it every time. Okay. It's just like those ducks you can buy for,
Yeah. So there's your slate, Mike, for Ken Jeong, David McCall, Rita Ora, and Jonathan Ross. So 2 comedians on the panel. Well, that's got to be interesting. Unicorn performs. Queen Bee performs. Hedgehog performs. Butterfly performs. Boy, that is a dark butterfly. But yeah, all right. Interesting.
And I cannot find who was an American on King of Masked Singer. So
I was thinking it was, what's his name? Deathpool.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking Ryan Reynolds was.
I don't know.
Here, hold on. No, Ryan Reynolds was not on there. I don't know. I mean, I got like 3 pages of names to go through here.
Yes, he was the unicorn.
On King of Masked Singer.
Yep.
He's not listed on the Wikipedia page. I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just a chance.
Evidently, he's doing a Deadpool 2 musical, or has done. I don't know. It's really weird. But yeah, interesting. There is a
all right, then
weird.
Somebody who has the ability to edit Wikipedia, go ahead and put Ryan Reynolds was on King of Masked Singer.
Yeah, that's bizarre. All right. Well, Mike, we probably should. Let's see here. Yeah.
Let's talk about fake meat.
Yeah, let's. We got to touch this because, I tell you what, I haven't tried the Impossible Whopper yet. Okay, and now Burger King has added to their 2 for $6 choices. Yes. So you can get 2 for $6 regular Whoppers, 2 for $6 Impossible Whoppers, chicken sandwich, and spicy chicken sandwich, or you can mix and match however you want 2 for $6.
Yep.
And it made me think, had I not made a bunch of changes and am now actually on a diet type thing, I would go and get a regular Whopper and an Impossible Whopper and blindfold taste test.
Okay.
And see if I could see the difference. Which may still be a thing, which is a little piece. May still be a thing. I just have them put it in the bag. I give it to you, or have you pick them up on your way here.
Yep.
And then we blindfold taste test and see if I can figure out which one's which. Does that sound like it would be an interesting thing to do on this show one week?
I'd be curious to see it.
Yeah. So
yeah. I mean, I think honestly, I think you'll be able to tell the difference.
I think so. I think so too. But you know how they have those stupid commercials, where they show the Texans. I'm just curious if a regular person, because not scripted and paid to be in a commercial, is confused, or if, like all the other commercials where men and women are both totally incompetent fools, it's totally fake.
Yeah, there's those people who do YouTube videos where they go off and do stupid things in restaurants and ask for stupid things.
You mean all of YouTube? Yeah.
And I would like to see someone do one of those videos, drive up to Burger King and ask for a double Whopper. But one of them...
Can I have a mix and match Whopper, double Whopper, please?
Yes.
I want one regular meat and one Impossible meat.
Yes.
Because I'm only half vegan.
Well, they look at me funny because I'll get an Impossible Whopper with a small fry and a drink and ask for a 6-piece nugget or a 4-piece nugget. So they look at me weird, like, you won't eat beef, but you'll eat chicken, huh?
Yeah,
a lot of people do that.
Yeah, but no,
I tried the Impossible sliders from White Castle yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, not a fan at all. Not a fan at all. I'm pretty sure that they were not actually Impossible sliders. I got to look and see if they were like veggie sliders.
Yeah.
Because I'd swear they tasted, or there just wasn't enough stuff on there, like on a Whopper, to help kind of hide the taste. Plus the fact that they grill it on a flat top, not grilled, like, yeah.
Yeah. So,
anyway.
Mike, you brought up this article about is lab-grown meat really meat?
Right. So, and the big thing here, I don't want to get into the whole genetic debate, but the big thing is we just talked about vegan eggs. And how vegan foods want to say, like, okay, these are vegan wings or vegan. Hooters started having Unreal wings, which are meatless wings. No.
Isn't
it's
that
tofu nuggets, okay?
Either that or it's the opposite of boneless wings. It's only bones, and they gave me all the meat pieces. So, which, by the way,
they are.
Yeah, go ahead.
They're not wings. Wings have meat. Period.
Yeah.
So, lab-grown meat. I don't want to get into the ethics of it. I don't want to get into the whole thing. But what's interesting is that cattle farmers are, and by the way, one of them that they're known as cultured meat manufacturers, one of them is Just Incorporated, who happen to make Just Eggs, which are the vegan eggs we were talking about. Apparently, the U.S. Cattlemen's Association is trying to get the government to step in and say, you can't call this meat. You can't call this beef. If it's grown in a lab, you can't call it that. You got to call it something else. Because they're afraid that they're misrepresenting a product.
Yeah. I think that there was a ruling recently that said that no, it can still be named that. And it's also the different milks are having the same issue.
Yes. So this article actually talks about dairy farmers, and we've talked about that too. Almond milk. There's no milk from almonds.
No.
It's water.
It's juice.
It's almond juice. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no milk from soy. It's soy.
Yeah.
Jizz. I don't know.
yeah. But we'll still say juice, not jizz. The marketing team stepped in and said, "Yeah, if you market this as soy jizz, we don't think your product's gonna take off. Soy juice, a little better. Let's try and get away with soy milk. See if the FDA will let that float. But definitely, yeah. Mike in engineering's suggestion of soy jizz. It doesn't just the font doesn't look good on the box. That's the carton. That's what the graphics people said. We can't help it.
Yeah. See, here's my thing though. I only have one definition of milk that matters to me. Does it work poured on my cereal? Like orange juice poured on cereal is terrible.
The question is, can you make ice cream with it?
No, the question is, does it come from a nipple?
Well, that is the ultimate question.
I don't care where it came from. I only care about does it work poured in my cereal.
Well, but no, Mike is
so
kind of right because there's
So clear milk, aka water.
Yeah, I had a Scoutmaster who poured orange juice on his cereal. So would you call it orange milk?
No, I'll call that awful sounding.
Or are we gonna get fancy and say it's crystal milk?
I had a buddy who put Mountain Dew on his cereal. Would that be Mountain Dew milk?
That still does not qualify as a good thing.
A weird
water on cereal? No, I'd rather just eat the cereal dry.
But it works.
No, water's down the cereal. It doesn't add to the cereal.
The milk doesn't add to the cereal. It actually dilutes the cereal, which is why then later on you drink the milk because it pulled flavor out of the cereal.
No, it adds flavor to the cereal.
That's actually why at a point they sold cereal-flavored milk, which was silly, but they tried.
So, so it's got to be a liquid and it's got to add flavor to the cereal.
That's orange juice.
It has to add some flavor. It has to add some flavor to it, but not overwhelm the flavor of the cereal.
How about Brondo? It's got
That's
electrolytes.
G2.
Yeah, G2.
Or Powerade Zero. The Glacier Frost edition.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm putting sugar milk on my cereal because it's adding flavor without taking away.
Okay, so with
what
your
about
input,
honey?
Tunny milk. The sweetest nectar.
This is
Okay.
like your definition of what a movie gets a Schneikes.
No. It's like, I'm taking your
You
input
wanna go down
in.
that road.
I'm taking your input in, and I'll modify my rule.
Okay.
Okay.
Milk is whatever I say it is.
Okay, my 5-year-old grandson.
No.
The rules are what I say it is.
But no, the idea of pouring honey in my cereal, other than as a sweetener, that is something a 5-year-old would love. Just
Chocolate syrup.
Chocolate syrup in milk or in cereal.
that's almost.
Although syrup is not really a liquid.
It's a syrup
Yeah.
by definition.
It depends if it's like, if it's like Hershey's chocolate
I'll tell you
syrup,
what,
it might be okay.
I never liked milk in my cereal. The only milk I ever put in cereal, which was rarely, was chocolate milk. Because that's the only milk that I actually drank was chocolate milk. Because I was a fat kid, and I'm still a fat kid, and I only like chocolate milk. I don't like white milk at all. Or banana milk. I drank banana milk a lot. Yes, it's a thing.
No.
It was good. Hershey's made it.
Banana milk.
Banana milk. It wasn't
Banana
actually made
milk.
from bananas. It was banana-flavored white milk.
No, I said all that, by the
okay.
way.
See,
at
now
one
I'm
point-
conditioned.
See,
You said
exactly.
banana milk. I'm thinking like almond milk, and it's made from bananas. I'm like, how do they do that?
Well, you don't think chocolate milk is made from chocolate, do you? It's actually
Yes.
that would be chocolate syrup. Strawberry milk isn't just pureed strawberries. It's strawberry flavored milk.
I've never had a bowl of cereal not with regular milk. I just wanted to say that, including banana milk, chocolate milk, strawberry milk. I've only ever
Now you
had
just- okay.
milk.
See, now Mama Blair's just getting a little crazy.
This is liquid.
Now she's getting on Snopes.
So, okay, so let's get back to this for a second.
Yeah.
As the question. So, would you eat lab-grown meat?
There's a
Well, didn't people pay
Yeah.
like $100,000 to do it one time? So, and I think it's one of those things where if the FDA says
Yeah.
it's cool and it's good, I need to try it once. It's kind of like the Impossible Burger. I want to eat some of it just to see how it is. But I'll give you this. We've already proven here the Impossible Burger is no better for you. In fact, it's worse from
Yeah.
a sodium perspective and from every other perspective that we could find, at least in the nutritional information. It's just as bad or worse for you than the actual burger. It's only an alternative.
so
So if the lab-grown meat isn't any better than the real meat, I'll take the real meat. However, I guess there's an environmental concern.
well. Let me restate the question
Okay.
in a way that actually, because we eat meat.
Yeah, oh, I have half a cow in my
Right.
freezers right now.
So asking us, would we eat lab-grown meat? Well, it's just meat. So, yes, of course we would. So, let's ask a question which is more squeamishy
Okay.
to us,
All right.
as if we were actually vegan. Would you eat lab-grown dog?
No. But that's probably, well, I don't know. If I
No,
was overseas,
but I think I see where you're going with this, though.
Yeah.
would I eat
is
regular dog
when
if I
we
was
eat-
overseas? You know.
Well, no, when we eat meat, meat is a general term, but we know what beef we know that this meat is beef.
We're okay
because
with
it came from a cow.
and we're okay with
This
killing
meat
that.
is chicken because it came from chicken. This meat is, where did it come from?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So depending on how they grow it, and this kind of ties to the whole anti-vaccine religious exemption article, because they claim that the vaccines are actually made from aborted fetuses, which is against their religion. I see where you're going with this. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I
see
don't-
now, but this brings up the vegan question, though, because the whole thing with vegans is meat is murder.
right.
Right.
This was grown.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is no different than a rutabaga.
That's why I'm taking it back around to say, well, this was grown, but it was grown from meat harvested from a dog or a guinea pig or
I don't know. And part of the thing is going to be when they take that artful picture of the lab growing the meat. What is it going to look like? Is it going to look like that scene from Blade 2 where bodies are just hanging and the tubes are coming in and out of them and they just look like sacks of flesh? Or are they going to
will it look like The Matrix?
Yeah. You know.
There was a show that only lasted like a season and a half called Better Off Ted, which was a very good comedy.
I do remember hearing it.
But there was an episode where they were doing a lab-grown hunk of meat. And the problem they had was the first version of it was boring. As far as beef was, it was a very boring piece of meat. So they tried different things. They ended up needing to massage the meat and punch the meat and stuff like that to get the meat to a place where it tasted good. And I was like, there was success! Yay! Of course, it cost $300,000 for every piece of it, so they didn't really go anywhere. But
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like flying cars. We could build a flying car right now. Cost a ton of money. Wouldn't be terribly practical. Wouldn't have wide adoption.
And people would die.
People might die. Should we do it right now? Probably not.
But if someone could, his name is probably Elon Musk.
Yes. But he's too busy trying to send people to Mars.
So, just real quick, here's, and they'll probably grow meat on Mars.
Yeah.
Here's the biggest thing, and this is what I do agree with. The Beef Association actually is less concerned about the terms beef and meat. And it might be because of the reason you just brought us to, Colin, where they want this product to be associated with beef. But what there are additional words that they're concerned about. They're concerned that they're going to be packaged or marketed as clean meat.
Yeah, inferring that all other meat is, by absence, dirty.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and the lab growers don't want to go for cultured meat.
No.
Oh, yes, I'm a very lovely beef spontaneous grown in Santa Monica. No, not that kind of culture.
No.
Yeah. Well, I think, if there was enough time put into it to slowly switch over, the cattle industry would probably be much happier having less cows, free range, so they could put them in special free range happy cow packaging at a markup where they make just as much money than the factory conditions that they've kind of found themselves in. It's just a matter of you can't do it overnight because people will be going losing their
mind,
losing their livelihood.
Yeah,
that'd be bad.
Well, yeah, I think we saw in the last the occupation that they had at that the federal land over grazing rights.
Yep.
What can happen if you try to cause too much turmoil at once?
Yeah.
So you need to, like I tell everybody, you have to take baby steps to accomplish things.
You have lab-grown expensive meat, and then let that take over the
we never
Oscar Mayer positions.
How many years has it been in the making for those incredible Whoppers, really? I mean, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago they were selling those, tastes of a lab-grown burger or, a bleeding hamburger, that contained no real meat. So, guys, it'll happen. It'll eventually happen, probably. And then in a few more years, we're to Soylent Green, and nobody's thinking twice about it. I don't know. We're on this slippery slope to who knows where.
But just to cap this off real quick, so we also talked about the wings that Hooters is doing and stuff.
The meatless wings.
Yeah, that's less likely to have much impact. Chickens grow too fast. Cows, they take a couple years. So if we can start doing lab-grown beef, then you eventually may get to the place where you can actually be growing more artificial beef than you can, have out on the plains.
Yeah,
and chickens, I think, are like harvested after like half what is it?
A year?
6 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's not a year. It's like 6 weeks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because of roasters. Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to say was just a personal story about this, and about how people are a little bit miseducated, or they throw terms around and they don't know what the hell they mean. So my wife and I were at the grocery store the other day, the Walmart, because you always get good stories from the Walmart. And we were going down the noodle aisle for a reason. And these kids were standing there in front of the ramen section, because we need a whole 6-foot section of nothing but ramen. And as we passed them, I heard one kid, now granted kids, they're in their early 20s, right? Ask another one, is ice cream gluten-free? And at that time, I glance in their basket, and there are huge family boxes of mac and cheese. And they're standing in front of the ramen section, deliberating on which flavors of ramen to buy. I'm like, your cart is nothing but gluten. What does it matter if the ice cream is gluten-free?
Yeah. There are people who have problems with gluten, but you're not them. You will know if you have gluten problems.
Because the mac and cheese will make you die.
Well, not quite that bad, but...
So...
liquid gold.
No, it's liquid death.
We have gluten-free communion wafers at church.
That's
pretty silly.
Well, one of the church staff is a gluten allergy, she says.
My God.
And I'm like, what? The host will kill you? Is that what it says? I don't know. Body of Christ kills you. Sends you into anaphylactic shock. Sorry about your luck.
There's a comedian I was watching on YouTube. Is Canadian. He was talking about all the versions of Captain Crunch we have in the U.S. that they don't have in Canada.
Oh yeah, I loved watching the Irish people eat American Captain Crunch.
That did it. He said, "Yeah, we have peanut butter Captain Crunch because the captain doesn't care how many kids he kills."
I saw one where they ate Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah. Yes, because they actually have a Krispy Kreme there.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was Tim Hortons. I don't know. But
no, it's Krispy Kreme. It was Krispy Kreme.
Okay. They did Tim Hortons too, I think.
But in the Scottish people or the Irish people, anyway, they actually had a Krispy Kremes over there, so that was that.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
But I just remember them getting all crazy, like, "Oh, is this a cheesecake one? Oh my, I can die a happy man now." And then the one chick is all like, "I don't like donuts, but this is fucking amazing."
Yeah, I like. Okay, so obviously I like Leather Jacket Guy, the guy, and I like Skinny Jesus on there. There is one girl that I can't stand, and I always fast forward through her segments. And damn it if they don't put her in with Dermot sometimes, and that really pisses me off because I like Dermot. But it's a black girl, and she just irritates the piss out of me. Black girl with freckles on her face, and I'm sorry, but I don't like you. Go away. I know you're new, but I wish you were gone because your voice is very annoying. Be behind the camera. Don't be in front of. So. Yeah. But otherwise, I love those videos.
So, Mike, on the subject of donuts, do you guys have donut discussions over who has the best donuts in New Jersey, or is it pretty much just donuts?
There are. All right, so when we talk about Dunkin' Donuts versus Tim Hortons. You don't have those kind of discussions because that's like a North Jersey, South Jersey kind of thing. I don't even know if there's any Tim Hortons around here, to be honest with you. Everybody knows Dunkin' Donuts is not real. They're barely donuts. There are no standalone Krispy Kremes. There are Krispy Kremes in like convenience stores where they get deliveries every day, and
Right.
So, but then there are some of those like gourmet type shops where you go in,
$7
like
donuts.
Duck Donuts. Well, Duck Donuts is one where you have to like actually fill out like an old school Chinese food menu. You want this cake with this frosting and this topping.
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
Customized donuts.
Then there's another one that Kim and I stopped at a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, and we posted up a thing when we stopped where they have all their different flavors of donuts, and you pick out from their list.
Mm-hmm.
The most interesting part about that one, like I thought the donuts were okay, but they were small. They were only, you know,
Okay.
a Dunkin' Donut is like that big.
Right.
These were all like that.
Yeah.
And those weren't even the minis. But the most interesting thing was they had a robot that automatically made the donuts, and they dropped it in the thing and
Wow.
had the conveyor belt. So the donuts themselves were automatically made, and they had people decorating to order. I don't know if that answers your question.
No,
Because here there's, I would say probably you guys probably have more bagel battles than
Yes.
we do. Okay, because you guys
And
because it's
bagel
much more about the
and pizza.
bagel. Yeah, much more about the bagel on the coast. I think it is than it is here. Because here we just take whatever crap bagels we can get.
Yeah.
But here it's about the donut. So here we have a local donut franchise called Mellow Cream, which has their own local recipe, and it's only a Central Illinois thing. They don't go outside of our area.
They go well outside Central. So the company Mellow Cream is actually a factory now that just makes frozen dough cuts, they call them. So all of the grocery stores for a wide area around here, Central Illinois, their donuts are actually Mellow Cream because they get shipped them and then they fry them there on site. But we actually have a couple Mellow Cream shops here in Springfield that are not owned by the family who owns the main Mellow Cream factory. But
Yeah.
so that's what we've had for years, and then Krispy Kreme came in,
Yeah.
and
now Dunkin' has hit the market.
and we have nobody cares about Dunkin'. It's a coffee place now.
But it hit big. There were like
Yeah.
lines when it first hit.
came in. Yes.
And now
Yeah.
it's back to where it should be in third-tier donut
But
locations.
so that's part one. But now I was going to get. Did you guys see the news out of Canada? And what happened with their prime minister? So what happened was he showed up at some event with a pile of donuts that he had bought from a local gourmet donut shop in whatever town it was he bought the donuts.
Okay. Yep.
So
Artisan
he
donuts.
bought these donuts from a local place who pays their people well and all that stuff. And it blew up on Twitter that here he was buying these fancy, expensive donuts because the ones from, I think what they call it, Timmy's,
I
Tim
don't know.
Hortons, just weren't good enough. So the outrage that he had bought local donuts instead of donuts that were made at a factory overseas for a company that's not owned by Canadians.
Yeah,
It's
so
just
it hit
hilarious.
CNN, New York Post, Fox News, MSN, you name it. So, and after it hit the Daily Show, that seems to be when it kind of took off a bit. But yeah,
The donut buying scandal.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is being criticized as out of touch over an expensive donut order from a gourmet bakery. I don't think he's out of touch. I don't understand. Rich people buy rich things. He's completely in touch with who he is. And occasionally, even regular people splurge.
Yeah.
It's not just because you're not going to Salvation Army every time you have to buy clothes doesn't mean that you're out of touch.
Yeah. And just because you buy people local products.
It is Now
That's the part that I don't get.
yeah, I mean it is
Supporting a local business around here. That's key.
yeah. And I mean it's the same that it's first gut reaction, and I understand it. You see someone at the checkout line with groceries, and they're paying with an EBT card. Okay, so they're paying with food stamps, for lack of a better term, more universal term, right? And they happen to have an iPhone, a modern iPhone or whatever. All right, so they have one luxury in their life, maybe, or maybe they get into a nice car. It doesn't mean all the rest of their life is perfectly nice. It just means they chose to have one luxury in their life. I know I'm as guilty as everybody else. I do that internal check of, oh, well, they must be scamming the system or something, why do I have to pay for my groceries? But you can't judge someone at a snap decision. And Justin Trudeau here, definitely, like Mike said, supporting a local business, fully within his rights to buy whatever in the hell he wants to buy for his staff or anybody else. I don't give the guy a break.
Yeah.
I mean, Jennifer Aniston broke his heart. I mean, come on. It's got to be tough getting over Rachel.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it's funny, like, we'll get the thing around here. Bill de Blasio, mayor of New York, got into a huge thing, not about where he went to get pizza when he was out on the town one day meeting constituents. It's the fact that he used a knife and fork to eat it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he got blasted.
I saw an episode of The Kitchen today where one of the chefs was eating with a burger with a knife and fork. It's like, well, he's probably got an $800 suit on. Of course he is. And you piled guacamole on there. I don't blame him one bit.
So are you saying that's why Guy Fieri always wore those ugly shirts on diners, drive-ins, and dives? Because he was going to Flavor Town.
That's his shtick. And so,
okay.
That's what he does. That's what he do. Which, by the way, on the subject of Food Network, have either of you been watching Worst Cooks in America?
Yes.
I just watched. My wife watches it all the time, and these people are absolute train wrecks. I don't know how they make it through life as bad as they are. But Alton Brown is going up against Ann Burrell this year.
Mm-hmm.
And
really?
Yes. Alton Brown has no time for these idiots. He is not happy. He goes, well, He goes, well, I'm happy to know that I did pick the worst cooks ever in this kitchen, because it's just so bad. I mean, he is so mean to these people.
Oh, usually on Twitter when his shows are up, he's live tweeting. He is not live tweeting for this show. He has said that if anybody wants him, he'll be curled up in the corner in the closet as far away from the TV as possible. He actually complained that Comcast couldn't get there in time to disable the cable to his house to keep him from having to accidentally see it.
Mike is having a Indian drum solo performed at his house, I guess. I don't know. We hear this.
No. Well, no. I was looking up to see if the heater kicked on. I was looking up to see if the compressor the gate was blocking it or not. But
okay, yeah, it is. All right, because when you talk, then we hear what sound. I thought maybe the cat was stuck in your vents for a second.
No, that's the furnace kicking on because it's like 12 degrees.
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
Not really, but
no, it's like 20. It's like high 20s here. It's been off and on, and I still have my Christmas decorations in the yard. So one of these days they have to come out. Why is Chick-fil-A always lined up like it's newly opened weed dispensary? That is true, Mama Blair. Chick-fil-A is ridiculous. If I had lines that long, I would open another damn store because it's every day. The only day they're not busy is on Sunday, and I can't get anybody to answer the speaker. So
ain't that funny?
But it's just that's the only day. And now I looked through an article the other day. Popeyes was in an Popeyes, and I think maybe it was I don't think it was St. Louis. I think it was maybe in the Atlanta Air Terminal, because they had a bum rush on the chicken sandwich one time. Has now installed what the news called chicken wire between the patrons and the employees. Really, it's braided. It's wire at like 8-10 inch increments going across. So it's not chicken wire like at a bar with a bad comedian or band. You know, it's not a scene from Roadhouse, or the Blues Brothers, but it is actual physical wire barrier. They just need to run current through it, I think, next. You know, in case there's another run on chicken sandwiches, and we have the great chicken sandwich off again between them and Chick-fil-A.
I will say, I've had a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, and I was like, okay, whatever. I have had a Popeye chicken sandwich, and it was pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah.
It was a very good sandwich. I don't need to shoot anybody to get one, but...
Oh, by the way, I talked to my wife because I remember the old sandwich shop downtown called Jimmy's that we used to go to.
Oh, yeah.
They used to have a jerk chicken.
Yes, I make it often.
And they would then make it into jerk chicken salad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told my wife that we need to make jerk chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a recipe, I'd love a recipe if it's close to what we used to eat.
They sell the sauce.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah, I get it from Hy-Vee. It's called Jerk Brothers.
Okay. And I told her then we'll need to make jerk chicken salad. And when she heard me say jerk chicken salad, she thought like a chopped salad. But no, it's chicken salad. Like ham salad, tuna salad, turkey salad, ham salad, or chicken salad.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make jerk chicken salad. And she does
You
not
mean
do
like chicken with like the mayonnaise type chicken salad?
Yeah.
mayonnaise.
Did you
and
say
the celery
ham?
in the- Yeah.
Did you say ham salad?
Yeah, we make ham salad here in the Midwest.
You don't have ham salad over there? I mean, what do your delis do when the meat's getting close to its age?
Yeah. We throw it in a meat grinder.
You make ham salad.
Sausage?
No.
I don't know.
Take a look and see if ham salad's just a
Nobody
Midwest
ever made
thing.
ham salad. I never heard of such a thing. The ham salad?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's one of the few. I like chicken salad, ham salad, and chicken salad, ham salad. That's pretty much it. I can't
ask my
stand
wife.
tuna salad.
Hey.
Yeah, ham salad sandwiches, man. I think half of my growing up was on ham salad. Oh, and egg salad. Ugh, egg salad. Ham. You can't stand egg salad. Hopefully you've heard of that one, Mike. Egg salad.
Well, yeah, egg salad. Yeah, I've seen Pee-wee, Big Top Pee-wee. I know that.
Okay. Yeah, don't like. But ham salad, yeah.
And like, tuna salad.
Yeah. And chicken salad, obviously, right?
Yeah,
but ham salad.
Never heard of ham salad. Tell me you got beef salad too while you're at it.
No.
I never heard of that either.
But I did have a lobster salad sandwich when I was in Maine. That was really good.
See? No, she said, nope, there is no ham salad here.
Yeah. So you just take your meat and substitute. I think there's a few changes, but it's
usually
but I
deli
got
counters.
yeah.
But hold on, Mrs. A-Man, my lovely wife, I have to ask you to clarify. When you say there is no ham salad here, are you talking about there will be no ham salad in this house, or you have never heard of ham salad in New Jersey? Because I have heard of chicken, tuna. I think I've even heard of turkey salad. But that's like a rarity. I have never heard of ham salad. What do we do with our leftover ham bone? We make split pea soup, or we make soup. We don't
No. We're not talking ham like on the bone. We're talking like
deli ham,
like bologna and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all make bologna salad too?
There's probably bologna in the ham salad. The ham salad is just ground up everything in the deli.
It's not just me. No, we never heard of such a thing here.
Okay, so here you go. Here's what it is. Typically, it's a pound of cooked ham diced, 3/4 a cup of mayonnaise, a cup of celery diced, black pepper to taste. Now, optionally, you can throw in 3 tablespoons of sweet relish, 2 teaspoons of mustard or Dijon, some chopped dill pickles, green onions, maybe some pickle juice. You just place it all in a food processor, blend it to combine, till it becomes that consistency that you want of a spreadable, and put on bread.
Yeah. All right. So
it should never be described as...
This is what they do. They either throw it out or they donate it to a homeless shelter instead of making ham salad. And I don't know if Mama Blair's just messing with me now. And that again, if she's...
Oh, no, bologna salad's a thing. Yeah, sure.
No.
It is.
No.
Yeah.
No, y'all are messing with me now. Bologna salad? No.
Yeah,
you don't take salad. You fry up bologna and you eat it on a breakfast sandwich. You don't.
Bologna
no
salad.
Such thing as
bologna salad and ham salad very similar, except for there's more eggs in bologna salad.
Well, listen. No, bologna salad, that just sounds like a damn welfare type thing. I'm sorry. And I know that's probably offensive, but I really don't give a damn. You don't make no bologna salad. First of all, mayo and bologna never should be in the same house.
Oh, no. God, no. That's a thing here, man. Mayo and any deli meat. Mayo goes on every sandwich here that I know of, except for mine, because I hate it. Yeah.
I am on a Braunschweiger. What?
Yeah.
No.
That was my father-in-law's thing. He used to love that.
Way too much mayo. No.
Way
too much mayo. What is a white person's favorite flavor? Mayonnaise.
Yes. That's our spice is mayo. They like bland. That's what people like.
I just don't.
Mike learned something new.
Maybe we'll have to take some.
We're going to transport ham salad, 13 hours. I don't think it's going to do very well. I wouldn't want to eat that.
We will have plenty for y'all to eat. You don't need to be bringing no ham salad.
This isn't. No. Well, when he comes here, then we'll make ham salad. We'll shoot a video in the kitchen.
Okay, let's be very, very clear here. Ham salad is never considered a delicacy.
No, it's not.
It is the.
Although I have seen people put it on like Townhouse or Ritz crackers as like appetizers.
That's
it's the white trash, appetizer. It really is.
No, listen. I'm not a big mayo fan to begin with.
I'm not
but the only sandwich that I like mayonnaise on is and not even lunch meat turkey, but like carved turkey leftover from Thanksgiving. Got to put mayo on that. That's about the only sandwich I will eat mayonnaise on.
Oh no!
Otherwise, mustard all the way.
No, with leftover turkey from Thanksgiving, you heat that up in the microwave. You throw it between some white bread, throw a little ketchup on there, and then you're good to go. That's the way my dad did it. That's the way my grandpa did it, and damn it, that's the way I do it. So,
ketchup on turkey.
Yes, but only on leftover turkey. It's not good on fresh turkey. It's only on leftover turkey. I don't know what the deal is, but it's the way it is. We do eat some weird things around here. But yeah, I had a breakfast shoe yesterday morning for breakfast. That was good. We talk about horseshoes all the time. That was good. A breakfast shoe. So it's toast, and then your choice of breakfast meat. I had sausage, and then I did home fries, which is little squared up, fried potatoes.
Well, I know what home fries are.
Well, sometimes it's different, and then cover that in white gravy. In white breakfast gravy, Oh, and eggs, scrambled eggs were on there too. Sorry. Big platter.
Was it light gravy?
Was it light gravy?
I thought I heard something about a diet. You were complaining about not being able to eat a Whopper or an Impossible Whopper. And then you're talking about this.
So Sunday morning, we always go out to breakfast, and it is difficult as hell to find something so that's kind of my cheat meal.
Oh, that's all you have to say. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And it was, I had already lost, over the last 2 weeks, I have lost almost 19 pounds.
Oh, Jesus.
Between not eating and eating healthy. So, yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm so we're continuing on that path now. I told the doctor I prefer not to go at that drastic a pace. But yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, the only doctor that ever wants you to go at that kind of pace is Dr. Now.
So
you're doing very well. It's very. I'm glad to see your progress. I'm going to send you home now, and in the next 2 months, I want you to lose 75 pounds, and then we will approve you for your surgery. Okay, bye now. Everybody knows Dr. Now. If you don't know Dr. Now, then you have not had sleepless nights channel surfing.
Oh, so let's get to our one other story here before we go. Not that I want spoilers because I haven't watched it yet, but I heard that there was a huge... Have you watched the latest Doctor Who yet, Colin? No? Okay. So actually, we're going to hold off on this one till the next show. Because I want all of us to be educated. Yeah,
the article you posted, I actually watched that today.
Okay.
The episode today.
So
and the article that you posted, that's not even the biggest spoiler.
Okay, so what we're going to say is we're going to do a Doctor Who little mini thing on the next episode because they're screwing up Doctor Who even worse, evidently, and we all watched the show, and so we want to talk about it. But
so far, this season has been better than last season.
But
that bar was not very high, though.
I know.
Yeah. But what we can talk about is something that Colin and I started talking about before the show, actually before you started, Mike, which was the concept of unplugging. Because, like, for the last couple months, I had been kind of unplugging a little bit more often. And especially within the last week and a half or so, I've been really hit or miss with text or with emails and chatting and everything else like that because I needed to kind of reorient my priorities due to personal stuff going on. And I actually stopped wearing my smartwatch. I had it on, and now I'm only wearing it on Sundays during church so that I don't pull my phone out to see if there's an emergency going on, or if it's just somebody bugging me. But I was actually, the sensation you get on your leg or if in your pocket, that phantom buzz from your phone, nobody really called you, but or text messaged you, but sometimes you feel like they did, so you pull out your phone and you check, or that nervous time that you get, so the 2 seconds to yourself, so you just pull out your phone and check, even though 5 minutes ago you checked before, or even you're sitting on the toilet, and so out comes the phone, and suddenly you realize you've been there for 20 minutes. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I was finding that I was on my phone a lot. I mean a lot. And it was taking away from everything else that I was beyond the screen, that was going on. Mm-hmm. I made the decision to say, hey, I need to carry this phone because it's a camera and it's a communication device and it's everything that I need at at a glance. But it's kind of become another leash that and a distraction from what's actually going on. So by getting rid of the watch, boy, that got rid of quite a bit of stress because it was like every time my wrist buzzed, out comes the phone, no matter what, just to clear a message or do whatever. And so it was making me a little bit anxious. It was taking up time in my day. It was changing my priority. It was the phone started to dictate what I was doing and how I was spending my private time. And so I wanted to get away from that. I don't know if Colin, I know you said you've started to unplug more and more in your off hours. Or at least stay away
I'm certainly
more.
not that plugged in. I use my watch for the exact opposite. So my watch will buzz. I'll look at it and go, okay.
Yeah.
It's not because my watch, since it's an Apple Watch, is connected to the phone. Mm-hmm. So if I look at it and I see it's a text, I clear the text, and then my phone stops buzzing.
Right.
So this is my go away, which recently I forgot my phone at work.
Mm-hmm.
And I use my phone as my alarm clock.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, the next day I was like, crap, my phone is going to start going off at work. But my watch is still connected to my phone over the Wi-Fi at home. So when my watch went off to wake me up in the morning, I just hit clear on the watch, and it told my phone all the way across town to shut up.
Oh, okay.
So things like that. Like I said, this watch has one primary purpose, and that is the button that makes my phone bing.
Okay.
So I can find it.
Yeah. But in general, you don't go to social media. You don't, you try and stay off of it at night, right?
I don't engage on social media. So if anyone tries to has tried to get me to follow them on Facebook, I don't respond to those because I don't post on Facebook.
Mm.
I don't post on Twitter. I go on, I dip my beak in to see what's going on, and then I get back out.
Yeah.
I don't spend a lot of time doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. How about you, Mike?
I mean, mine's not really a smartwatch. Mine's a Fitbit. I do try to put the phone down more often. But during the day, I admit sometimes I think I'm overly plugged in.
Yeah.
And
during the day at work, it's one thing. I mean, you're paid to be connected. But, I found it was interrupting my evening meal and stuff like that. So I even now, and when I would put it on vibrate, it would still interrupt me, because I'd still pull it out. So I actually changed my process now. I'm like, well, I'm just going to put it on silent, and then I'll look at it after dinner, after I have my time. Nothing. If somebody really needs to get a hold of me, there's other ways. There's other ways, and worst case, they can drive over to my house and get me. The world is not going to end in the hour that it takes me to eat dinner. We used to just have the house phone. And again, this is old guys saying, things aren't the same as they used to be.
I used to be hyper connected because that's back when I was a Microsoft MVP, and I was like, I was constantly checking to see if anybody was asking questions about that technology I was helping them with. Mm-hmm. And I would feel like paranoid if I wasn't, some programmer halfway across the world is yelling at their machine, not able to figure out how to do something. And I'm the one person in the world who can tell them, you're being a moron,
do this.
Click this checkbox.
Yeah.
And I did seriously burn out on that stuff. And I just completely disconnected from that stuff and ghosted the entire community for a couple years there. Because, it got to be too much.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of the way I have been with some of my other activities is I'm Johnny on the spot. And they've become used to that, and that's a pattern I need to break. So, that's just not going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
I just, it took a while to realize that is one of the things that I need to change. And so if you find yourself getting to be like this, then don't be, turn the phone off. It's not going to be the end of the world. It'll be okay. I remember last time I got yelled at around here, but I floated the idea of the 30-day flip phone challenge, and everybody's like, no, we can't do it. And I understand the reasons why we can't do it. But this is kind of in that same vein of maybe it's not a bad idea just to take a step back every once in a while and kind of focus on things the way they should be. So anyway, that's.
I'd say most of the time I'm using my phone to play solitaire.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'll be the first to admit I use my phone for gaming more than anything, and by gaming I mean Plants vs. Zombies 2.
Yeah. See, and I've never been a gamer, so I usually end up, browsing Reddit and looking through the trashy subreddit to see what idiots are out there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's that. All right, it is time now for our double feature movie review. Oh, this week we did 2 movies, as we always do. A Netflix and an Amazon Prime, which now you can also find on Tubi, as I found out, which I'll talk about briefly. So the first one, well, 2 we watched was The Last Laugh, which is on Netflix currently, and then The Adventurer, The Curse of the Midas Box. Which one do you guys want to talk about first?
I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
All right, we'll talk about The Adventurer. The Adventurer, Curse of the Midas Box is an interesting movie. So if you're familiar with television and movies, I'm going to throw a bunch of them at you. And what they did is they took all of these, they threw them into a mixing pot, simmered for 30 minutes, and then served. The Librarians, all those movies, Indiana Jones, the Sherlock Holmes, the Keepers, or whatever in the hell the other movie that we watched similar to this was, basically you get the idea, right? Okay, so this is a movie about a secret organization that guards and protects mystical objects. There is a bad guy in here who is really the only known actor that I know of, so the whole idea is that they're out to find. The bad guy is out to find this thing called the Midas Box, which different things about what it does throughout the movie you'll find out on your own. He kidnaps these 2 kids' parents to find it. The 2 kids then go to try to find their parents, helped by what I thought all along was their uncle. Turns out it's really not, but whatever. You might as well call him Uncle because he plays the role pretty much. Very, very similar, I would say, to The Hunters, which is a movie I was thinking about earlier. In its formulaic thing, the only difference is that one of the brothers gets captured early on and then tortured. I did like the little thrillery thing of them pulling the children back underground. That was cool, if not a bit odd. Why they let them out to begin with, but regardless, so it is definitely it's an adventure movie. It's a little bit drama, a little bit family drama. It's 2014 fantasy adventure. What do you want? I thought it was fairly decent. So did my wife. We watched this one together, and she stayed awake through the whole thing, which is an achievement. So therefore, I am going to give this movie a smile. So a smile from me. All right, Colin, you are up next.
Okay. So this movie is not. So Shaggy listed a bunch of other things this movie is like. Actually, what this movie is another attempt to make another Harry Potter type series. So this is based off a young adult series called Mariah Mundy. And in fact, that is the original name of the movie, is Mariah Mundy, The Midas Box, which is also the name of the book it's based off of. What they thought they were trying to do is create another series of movies, like Potter, that could make a lot of money. And so this is a real movie. This is not one of those made-for-TVs that we've watched or one of those Kickstarter types. This was an actual, real, serious movie with real, actual stars. The best known person in the cast is Michael Sheen, who apparently Shaggy hasn't even recognize or know. Michael Sheen, OBE, previous husband of Sarah Silverman, and also Sam Neill, who we most recently saw in an Australian movie, which was also doing the same thing, but even to less effect than this. So what happened? Like I said, this is supposed to be the beginning of a great new thing. Well, it was crap. and they tried to fix it by calling it The Adventurer. But, who's the adventurer? I don't know. It doesn't say. That is not a name used in this movie. It has nothing to do with the movie. The movie was supposed to be named after the main character. But here's the problem. The main character and his brother are terribly miscast. They are just awful. They have no energy. The little brother is annoying and has no real thing where he's like, oh, I hope he saves that brother, because you're kind of hoping that he doesn't, because he was the kind of character who derails the entire movie by doing stupid things. I looked at this and I figured out, okay, the only reason this guy was cast as the main character is that he sort of looks like other actors. Okay, he kind of looks a bit like Daniel Radcliffe. Like I said, it's Harry Potter. He kind of looks like Rufus Sewell. So he kind of looks like other people. You're like, oh, those people are popular. So let's put this kid in there and we'll do really well. But he was as interesting to watch as a blank wall. There is no emotion, no excitement. Because this is a real movie with real actors, and a lot of what else is in here I quite liked. I will give the same smile, but I will say this could have been an amazing movie if they had cast it correctly and if they shot it better. Because they had some really cool sets, some really good designs. If they had someone with some real ability to shoot interesting, like the Grand Budapest Hotel type, like a Wes Anderson type shooting style, this could have been awesome. But it isn't.
Would you agree with me? The lighting was a bit dark in some things.
It was a bit dark in a lot of places. I got the idea that there were some places where some higher quality special effects may have been used, but they realized that they'd made a colossal casting mistake, and they kind of just at the end took what they had.
Yeah, because I don't have the greatest TV in my bedroom that we watch this on, but I had to turn off the lights to get some of the contrast right. So, all right, Mike, up to you.
I wish I was hanging with Tom from MySpace. All right, so 10 minutes in, and I got two general questions so far. Didn't know if this was part of a series. It's supposed to be the start of one. Is this just a British version of Indiana Jones? I'm not even getting angry about the British part. 20 minutes in, not hating this movie. Yet, my biggest issue is hearing a male character named Mariah. 30 minutes in, I'm wondering how the girl's going to fit into the plan. Wondering exactly what the hell is on that plate that she gave to her father, because that does not look like any kind of human food I've ever seen before. 40 minutes in, things start getting interesting. 50 minutes in, I'm wondering where the hell the brother is, because we haven't seen or heard anything about him. Hour in, I'm shocked. Not only shocked that Mariah did not recognize his partner / uncle / but I'm still curious where the brother is. And he commits the biggest classic mistake of trusting the bad guy to do the right thing. Here, I will give you this, now save my brother. Ha 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 ha. Really? All right, so look. Puke to Schnikes, I'm giving it a smirk, which may be higher than what you guys actually thought I was going to do. It was mildly entertaining, if not predictable in a lot of ways. Its original box office was less than 200,000. So that's what it pulled in. No wonder why this never became an actual franchise. Then the next thing I started looking, was this supposed to be a TV movie? At which point 200,000 actually might not have been bad, but I guess it's, if you're into this kind of movie, it is cool, but not something I probably would have actively looked at, to be completely honest.
Yeah, obviously I suggested The Hunters before. I mean, this is and I like The Librarians and Warehouse 13, so this is a genre that I'm interested in, and I think they could have. I think Colin, you're pretty much right. I think they could have done better with the casting of the main character.
Everybody else in the movie is great.
Yeah, I think they did pretty decent. You know, it wasn't bad. Could have been better.
Yeah,
I think generally around that's our opinion. It wasn't bad. Could have been better. All right, moving on to The Last Laugh, a Netflix special, which we all had questions about. All right, so The Last Laugh, for me, I was worried going into it because of two things. One, I remember the last movie we watched concerning an aged actor, and that was the Burt Reynolds movie. About an aging actor trying to revive his career. And that one was horrible, in my opinion. It was just a train wreck to watch. And then the man died shortly after, which was not good. So I was concerned about it for that reason. I was also concerned about it because stand-up comedy is one of those things I'm kind of infatuated with. I don't have the stones to get up on stage, but obviously doing this, I do enjoy, improv. I like the banter. I love hearing about the behind-the-scenes stuff. And so that really does appeal to me. And I thought, please don't destroy this. I was pleasantly surprised. I watched this movie today, and I thought, you know what? Other than the fact that I could have done without Annie McDowell being a drug-pushing hippie, because that really didn't help the story, I don't think. I feel like her part in it was just filler. I mean, there wasn't really a need, I don't think. I think we could have wrapped it up a different way and still been happy. And I'll get to you what that different way would have been. But I think everything else was good. I'm glad that the kids didn't come and ruin everything like so often would have happened in a movie. Typically the kids come in and say, what the hell are you doing? Or so-and-so's got dementia or this or that and the other. And they didn't come in and do that. They did it well. And I don't remember the actress who played Chevy Chase's granddaughter, but we've seen her in other stuff before. And I like this role for her. I think it's Kate Micucci. She's actually a comedian and actress. She does very well in here. Lewis Black, I love Lewis Black, and he does a great job of being a curmudgeon old comic in this as well. Richard Dreyfuss and Chevy Chase have a very good on-screen chemistry, I think. I think they work well together. And to see Richard Dreyfuss on stage, even if it's telling pre-written one-liner, set him up, knock him down jokes, was a good experience. I hadn't seen that before, and that was really good. I really actually enjoyed this. So I am going to, before I give you my rating, though, I thought the movie was going to end slightly differently. I thought after they played the Ed Sullivan, they were going to start touring nursing homes. I thought that's how the movie was going to end out, is Richard Dreyfuss and Chevy Chase touring nursing homes, being a comedy, doing Chevy Chase being his manager and Richard Dreyfuss, because I thought, well, that would be the perfect way for aging comics to retire, is doing like week stints in retirement homes. That would be something that I think would have been a decent ending for both of them without having to involve Annie McDowell, and I think would have worked. And we wouldn't have this question of what happened to Richard Dreyfuss's character, because we never find out at the end. Did he die after the Ed Sullivan show? We don't see him in the rest home afterwards, so we don't know what the heck happened to him. I'd like to think that he had at least 6 more months. The doctors gave him at least 6 more months, and he did it touring. And, that maybe his grandkids came and watched the show or something like that. Give me more of a happy ending, because he was starting to live his best life towards the end of it, and that was very uplifting. So I am actually going to give this a chuckle, which is higher than smile. Mm-hmm. And, like I said, I really enjoyed this, but I enjoy a lot of things that are comedy related. So I don't expect everybody to have the same opinion. All right, Colin.
So, I think the the brilliance here is that when we were seeing this movie, I thought Chevy Chase was going to be the comic and Richard Dreyfuss was going to be the agent. And I was not looking forward to that. But the idea of flipping it so that Chevy Chase is playing the agent and Richard Dreyfuss is the comic, I think that really made this movie work. Because Chevy Chase is one of the world's most notorious dicks. And agents are notorious dicks. So that works. I must say, I enjoyed this movie a lot. In fact, I was playing with the idea of giving it a hearty guffaw. However, it does have one thing that should not have been done, and it was absolutely terrible. And no movie in the history of movies has ever said, do you know what I really need? Is I need a singing number by Chevy Chase. So I agree with Shaggy. I think the Andy McDowell part didn't really work. It seemed like when the character left, because she said, "Oh, you guys need," yeah, you're right. She did leave, and that was the correct thing to do. I'm just not sure she needed to be there in the first place. But the shroom scene with Chevy Chase where he's singing is completely unnecessary. So I am going to give this movie the exact same rating that Shaggy did. But without that, and yes, the Burt Reynolds thing definitely was in my head the entire time. That I was like, oh, I hope this doesn't turn into that Burt Reynolds thing, because I like Burt Reynolds and I dislike Chevy Chase. So I did not want to see something like that of Chevy Chase. So Richard Dreyfuss, love Richard Dreyfuss, so that worked. So,
all right, Mike, you're up.
You know, I've often wondered what retirement home age people think when they watch Lewis Black. I'm pretty sure that the community that they filmed this in was the same one that they filmed The Cool Kids in. Maybe this movie was inspired by the show. There is something a bit uncomfortable about the conversation that happens around the table, talking about old men having sex. And why the black man got to be the Reaper reporter. One day I am going to show younger kids a Rolodex and tell them that was a phone book, and they're going to laugh about that. I have to be honest that 40 minutes in, much as I can't stand Chevy Chase at this point in his career, I am enjoying the chemistry between him and Richard Dreyfuss. This is one of those rare instances where the two of them elevate each other, and the chemistry is perfect in this role, in this script. The way he's typing on an iPhone, that is every old person's nightmare, and that's why they need to make that microphone button a whole lot bigger. I was a little shocked when they brought the woman with him. Even more shocked when Dreyfuss got bumped to the back seat as a result. That's not a good sign. And then comes Colin's bone to pick. 2020 is going to be the year of musical numbers, isn't it? 2019 was British films. This one's going to be musical numbers. I get it. Okay. Y'all going to try to put me in an early grave. I get it. Puke to Schnikes. I'm going against my own rules here. As much as I dislike Chevy Chase these days, Richard Dreyfuss elevated him to a point where this entire movie was enjoyable. Found myself smiling quite a bit, even during the somber moments. Therefore, I'm giving this a Schnikes.
Wow. Now,
Impressive.
I will admit a dirty little secret. I fast forwarded through the musical numbers.
Probably smart.
Very smart.
Because I, too, can't stand musical interludes.
I like musical interludes, just not when Chevy Chase is the singer.
I didn't even care about Richard Dreyfuss's musical interlude, to tell you the truth. Even
I
though
don't remember that one.
Yeah, that was when he went on stage at the
Oh,
when
that,
they
yes,
found
that,
out that
that
he
was
had
all
cancer. Yeah,
Yeah, but that was the whole.
it's
That was
the bridge.
same.
Yeah, it's the same thing. But they start off with Richard Dreyfuss and him hallucinating, and yeah,
Yes, but that because that was immediately followed by Chevy Chase
Yeah.
singing, that just kind of blew out of my head. It's like
and I didn't need to see any of that piece.
I will say. So, did you see the Lincoln?
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay, because that was the single brilliant part of that entire thing.
So it's just,
I very much liked the Lincoln. That was hilarious.
but so yeah, so there you go. So a Schneikes and two chuckles. It's pretty good for The Last Laugh, which is a Netflix original starring two aging comedians.
Which means it's a movie you should probably watch, according to PTR Radio.
Yeah, and that is one of those hidden gems where Netflix advertised it, but not heavily. So unless you actually seek it out, I don't know that you're going to find it. So yeah, I would check it out if you're a fan of comedy, especially. So with that said, that kind of wraps up this episode. Now, is there a question about our next live show on the 10th, Colin? Or is
Yes,
that
I will not be here for the 10th.
Okay. So,
All right, so I'm gonna put it in the suggestion sheet for the 10th right now. This way we can pick our movies, but we will
we'll
Give me a
we may
second here.
move a week forward then. So it could be 2 weeks, it could be 3 weeks, depending upon what we decide to do with Colin. Obviously, we want to include everybody in the show as much as possible. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and get this up. Mike,
1
what are
through 27.
Yep, 1 through 27. Okay. Everybody always says, "Why do you guys pick such bad shows?" I'm like, I don't know. It's just a random number. 10.
Well, I'm pretty sure that this is still on there. Yes, this is on Amazon. The Reunion
With John Cena.
with John Cena,
Oh,
Ethan Embry, and Amy Smart.
this is a action adventure. John Cena, Sam, Leo, and Douglas Cleary are estranged siblings who share one father but have three different mothers. Their father died wealthy, but when their sister brings the men together to learn which of them will inherit the money, they get an unpleasant surprise. In order to claim their fortune, Sam, Leo, and Douglas must go into business together, and they decide that bail bondsman is the name of the business, is what they're going to do. Their first job takes them to Mexico and an encounter with a dangerous entrepreneur. So,
Okay.
yep.
That's a movie.
I don't think that'll be too bad.
The cast sounds good, but the description doesn't sound great, so we'll see.
And 18.
Really?
All right.
Did you get a British musical by
No.
chance? Are we going to make Mike's
No.
head explode?
No, this is a sequel.
Oh, no.
This is a sequel, but I think we, even though we didn't rate it, we probably all have seen Walking Tall with The Rock.
Oh yeah, this is not one of those sequel things. This is one of those like
All right.
Oh, this is like Kindergarten Cop 2.
exactly. It's
or-
like Kindergarten Cop.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
This is Walking Tall: The Payback, starring Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, I think I added this one to the list because I went through a Sorbo moment. So, yeah. Oh, there's a third one called Lone Justice. Even though we don't have to, I may have to watch the original with The Rock just to get re-antiquated.
I'm not sure I ever saw the original one. So
A recently retired sheriff is called back into action to defend his FBI girlfriend and her child when a dangerous drug lord tries to intimidate witnesses in a federal case. The ex-sheriff decides to defend his family and his home by taking on the gang single-handedly. So that is, again... Now, interestingly enough, that one's also on Tubi. I said I'd talk about that, and then I forgot. So I went to go look for our first movie, the Adventurer, and it didn't say it was. When I searched on Roku, it didn't say it was available on Amazon Prime. But it did say, hey, it's available on this thing called Tubi, Tubi, which I'd never heard of before. But I'm like, hey, it's free, it's available HD, what the hell? Even if I got to watch a couple of commercials, not a big deal. So I played it. It didn't actually make me register, which was great. And I was able to watch the movie. Now, there were 3 or 4 commercial breaks total. But I think the longest one, most of them were 2 ads, and one was 3 ads. Every ad, except for one, and I'm talking every single ad, like in a 2-ad break, both of them were for Mike Bloomberg. It was a political ad for Mike Bloomberg to get elected. I'm sorry, Mike Bloomberg's press agent. If you're listening to the show, which you could advertise here, if you're going to throw away money on a streaming service I've never heard of, and we do this bit, all right, you might as well pay us to promote him for president, all right, because it's going to be as effective. Because when I see 2 of the exact same commercial back to back, it's not getting me to vote for him. But yeah, that's every single commercial except for I got to see one that was for Mr. Clean. So out of, I think, 8 commercials, or I think maybe, 9 commercials, 8 were for Mike Bloomberg. Now, luckily, they're 20-second commercials. But still, it was a bit much Bloomberg campaign. I understand you got to get your candidate there, but pick another channel. Do something. Diversify a touch. And Tubi, please find other vendors. If you're that cheap, maybe we should think about doing it. I don't know. All right. So with all that said, you have been listening to PTR Radio, and thank you very much for tuning in this evening. We do appreciate each and every one of you out there that tunes in live on Twitch, Facebook, whatever it may be, or grabs it later on our podcast or on YouTube. We do enjoy that you guys like the show. Please make sure to tell your friends about it. Post about it on your social media account. Let people know what they're missing if they're not tuning in live or if they're not subscribed. Do subscribe to our podcast feed. That's where you can catch all the episodes. We do post those up there eventually. And you can get caught up with everything so that you never miss a beat. We will be putting the Celebrity Death Pool stuff up on the website, so look for that coming soon. And then also, our next show, we don't know if it's going to be 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So it'll either be the 10th or the 17th. We'll let you know through our social media channels. That's at PTR Radio on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. So check all those places to find out when our next show is. As always, we try to post live when we go live. But again, subscribe to the feed. You won't miss out. You can check out all that information plus much, much more on PTRradio.com. So with that said, I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
So, all right, folks. We'll see you next time. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I'm Mike the Ape Man.
Sick of forking us, folks. We are done. Later.